Blur. At what price to buy? At what price the funds bought the coins? At what price it's best to get rid of an asset? We'll get into this video. Blur has managed to attract tremendous attention, in particular through a massive giveaway of more than 360 million coins, which at the latest price of more than $200 million. And this is not the most recent giveaway, but let's go through it in order. What is Blur? As the company itself says on Twitter, Blur, the NFT marketplace for pro traders, backed by Paradigm, and furthermore, on their page, the company says it has raised more than $14 million from such funds like Paradigm, Girl Capital, and major crypto influencers such as Punk6529, with an audience of over 400,000 subscribers, Cosimo Medici over 200,000. These are clearly not some ordinary users with that kind of audience. They can provide some significant support, and they certainly did in the process while building and preparing for the Blur release. Next, let's analyze at what price investors received the coins. This website lists a price of 20 cents, and at the same time collects $113 million at a valuation of $600 million, with the team not confirming this information, but not deny it. They don't want to share any details about the price at all. If we take the total number of coins intended for investors and take how much they've raised, which is $14 million, we get a very low price. The total valuation of the project comes out to about $60 million, which I don't think is fair enough, so I would be more inclined to say 20 cents, which is the price at which funds invested in the project. Even if the investment price is still much lower, they still can't sell now. Note this comparison metric of March 10th. As you can see, Blur has overtaken OpenSea in terms of user growth. The record growth rate is 270%. But there's merit to the additional incentives. We'll touch on that as well. Tokenomics. Only 3 billion tokens, with quite long unlock periods, including from investors. More than 51% has been allocated to the community, and so far 12% has been distributed. So there's 39% left, but these coins are not blocked. In theory, they can be taken now and just sold by killing the price, but whether the team will do that we can only guess. This is important. 29% allocated to the team and new employees who will contribute to the project. 19% to investors with a 4-year vesting period and 1% to advisors, also with a long unlocking period. From this chart, we can see that 12% is what users already demand almost completely and sell if they want to. The volume is quite large, and you can wonder who and why was buying such a large volume of tokens, and why the price hasn't rolled off so much. You could build some conspiracy theories here about raising the price of this token, since a large percentage is allocated to the community and the distribution was known in advance. But you could pay attention to how much the price will drop in the next giveaway, which will be 300 million coins. That said, there are no specific dates when users will be able to pick up the coins, as they are currently earning points for trading and other activity on the platform. A little bit more about tokenomics. We see that the first year has $468 million, the second year $351 million, and then in descending order. But this doesn't take into account the tokens that have already been distributed. That's 360 million tokens. So the pressure, even at the current price of these coins, it can be enormous. Before the coins are distributed, you can just temporarily exit, so you don't fall victim to the sale. Here is the timeline for unlocking coins until 2027. What you need to pay attention to is that at this point, neither the advisors nor the investors or the team have not yet received the coins. It's worth keeping in mind that the distribution tokens are not locked. On the 14th of June, there will be unlocked a large volume, more than 6% of the total token issue. That's almost $120 million at the current price. This could certainly have some impact on the price. This also needs to be taken into account, The unlocking will be on all three items: advisors, investors, and the team. Further unlocking will already be smooth daily at 0.03%, which is about 0.95% monthly. Everything on tokenomics. Move on to investors. As for their Twitter 240,000 followers, quite a large number of followers. We can see here influencers like SOL Big Brain and those who invested in them. Zeneca is one of the big influencers who became the director of their foundation. He told the story as he was invited by an auditing company and co-founder of the Huobi exchange. The next list is a large list of funds, including Catherine Huan, who started her own fund and is somehow connected to the Andreessen Horowitz fund, and then Solana co-founder Alexander Yakovenko, Andre Cronje's co-founder Phantom. In general, Blur's Twitter is quite interesting. The Twitter score is also good. Blur scores 300, and among the subscriptions we can see many foundations, and there are that are not listed on their website. As for Twitter and bots, everything is quite adequate there. And this is the Twitter account of the founder of this project. It is interesting that he does not mention in his bio Blur. At the same time, he has 4,000 followers and is not in a big hurry to show his face anywhere. If we look at his subscribers, we can see that he has interesting people. This is his LinkedIn profile where he describes his history, what he has been doing. He's done crypto projects including Namebase, which is a domain name service. Then he also went through Y Combinator and through Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And this is the Twitter influencer, which is followed by a lot of big companies, projects known such as Andreessen Horowitz, Coinbase, HFT, and others. There are a lot of them here, and let's not dwell on that. Prices. The capitalization of absolutely all Blur coins is $1.6 billion. It might seem like that's already a very big number. We can compare the announcement of the extreme funding round of OpenSea was $300 million raised. Series C at an estimate of more than $13 billion. That's a brutal overestimation, in my subjective opinion, and it wasn't led by just anybody, it was led by the top funds. As for the price goals, I'll designate, of course, the conservative option is to get X2, take the money invested, and keep the free coins. But since we're all are here for the X's, I've marked something weighted average. As far as prices on the fixing is $1.70, $2.50, and $3.70. These are not numbers out of my head, they are Fibonacci levels. The price range where I'm willing to average out is 30 cents and below. It's worth keeping a close eye on how the price will be affected by this 300 million token giveaway. As for audits, the rather little-known company Code 4 Arena. Their audits show detections, including high-risk ones. However, not a single word about whether these detections were corrected or not. This audit was dated November 22nd. The following audits were already of another company. The audit of January 23rd, it says that there are no discoveries at all. So we can assume that the team has successfully corrected all of the detections. In any case, the risks of hacking, they remain, even though that this is a marketplace. By buying a token, we are taking an increased risk. Given the aforementioned factors, it's a doubly risky coin. I just want that to understand that. Good luck, everyone.